Hi everyone and welcome to the BREAM Fishing Project. This is the monthly report for March of 2026 and I've got to say February has been a cracking month and we are definitely looking forward to what's going on in March. And with me as always I have Brett Geddes. Welcome back to the show, mate.
Oh mate, yeah, Feb, very big, and I don't know how we're going to come off the first month of the year because Morgo, whoo, have I had some feedback. Our show with, well, it went for an epic two hours, and yeah, a lot of chat, a lot of talk about that. So, mate, we've got big boots to fill this time round in March.
We certainly do, and that was an interesting episode. And I don't know whether we said this, but we had a technical failure, and we recorded that twice, so we did 4 hours for that.
and Morgo was right up for it, and so me going from never meeting him and talking to him, I had 4 hours worth.
Exactly.
And now he's my best mate.
How good is that? Well, look, we've got a bunch to get through. We've got the results of the survey. We've got around the grounds. We've got, I don't know, we might have a what cheeses me off. I can't remember. We'll see how we go.
I've got one if you need one.
You've got one? I think we'll do one. And then, yeah, a bunch to get through. So let's roll the intros and we'll get into the episode. Here we go.
Welcome to the BREAM Fishing Project. This is where you need to be every Tuesday to find out all the latest tips and tricks to help you target bream on lures. You'll get to hear from some of Australia's elite bream competition anglers and see how they were able to achieve their results in competitions around the country. Now, here's your host, the 2019 Hobie Kayak Fishing World Champion, Andrew Deeth.
All right. So, look, we've got a few things happening this month as the competitions all start to fire back up. There's a few in March. ABT, they're having a break from BREAM. They're off chasing barra and all sorts of other stuff. So let's start with the BREAM Masters South Australia. So they are running their comp at the Glenelg River, and this is a Hobie affiliated round. So you can qualify for the AC. I'm not sure that counts to Angler of the Year points, but either way, 7th and 8th of March. So this will be the weekend as this comes out. And then in line with Hobies, we are at Wallaga Lake on the 21st, 22nd of March. And this is an extra special one, Brett. We're going to have a talk night. So
that's coming up, isn't it? Yes.
That's coming up.
Yeah, the 1 hour talk night that'll 1 hour that'll turn into 3.
Yeah, it can't turn into 3 because I need to have a steak.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But anyway, look, 21st of March, it'll be at the caravan park. I'll put some more details up. I'm actually going to put a little ad in front of the episodes for a little while, leading into that with a bit more details in the coming days. Maybe by the time this comes out, it'll already be happening. So Wallaga Lake, let's see how it goes this year. Biggest bag of the year last year, but most donuts, I think. So how good's that? All right. On the water, so they are kicking off their boat round 7th and 8th of March, so same as the BREAM Masters South Australia, and they are at Oyster Harbour in Albany. So that's their first round of the year. And then the other water round is on the 28th, 29th of March at Wallstead Estuary, Bremer Bay. So I don't think I've ever covered that one, and that is also a Hobie affiliated round. So how cool is that?
Very cool. Yes.
The next one is the New South Wales Tournament Series. They are kicking off 14th, 15th of March. I think they've got that weekend to themselves at Lake Macquarie. So it'd be good to see those guys come around. As you'll hear later, they're a pretty popular tournament in terms of listening. And the last one that I've got here is the Vic BREAM, and they're at Gippsland Lakes at Meetung, the 28th, 29th of March. And something special is happening there, Brett.
Yeah.
Yep. We've got.
You gonna break the news?
Yeah, we're going to break the news. We've got the first official BREAM Fishing Project team. How about that?
So cool. I was rapt to hear this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. BFP, you go the good boy. Oh, look, can't wait.
Yeah, and I've actually feel pretty bad. It's Matt Golding, and I can't think of the name of his partner.
I've been talking to Matt, but I haven't talked to his partner.
Yeah.
We'll get that sorted. And,
yeah, I'll put it in text later. I'll reach out to Matt. So apologies for that. But having said that, BREAM Fishing Project team, go team. All right, mate. As you're aware, we did the survey for a couple of weeks just leading into this, and it was a It was a great response, mate. Over 140 people responded to that survey, which I think is a phenomenal number and gives me a good data set to work with as to what people would like and what they don't like. So,
yeah, and the survey, like, it was all about what you do as far as interviews, and it's about what we do, the monthly report and all the interviews, what more they wanted, what less they wanted, and interesting, the results. In fact, I was really chuffed that so many people got involved in getting back to you. Do you want to expand on some of the questions a little, or
yeah. Look, I'll
results?
tell you some of the takeaways that I've got here. I've got some notes up here. So obviously, the guy that most people love the tournament coverage, recaps. The monthly report was the most popular one. I kind of knew that from the numbers anyway. And then in terms of tournament recaps in order was ABT, Hobie, New South Wales tournaments, and then Vic BREAMs. And then a couple of the angler profiles. Given there wasn't many of those, that didn't really rank. I don't think it could rank. Some of the things that people were asking for was specific systems and locations, fishing techniques and tactics, and we're going to address that a little bit tonight. Lure choice and presentation. And decision making and strategy behind it all. So I guess the big message for me is you don't want to know just who won, they want to know how they won, which is something I try to work out anyway. It's the big question behind all interviews.
Yeah, I think most people who you interview, they really do expand on it quite liberally. Like they're quite willing to go into details, which I've listened to the Gippy round today, this morning, and I found it was really interesting. I think everyone sort of comes forward on that. That's good. That's the who shares wins type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's a positive. Interesting. Hobie's was the second most popular.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
And that could be just because I've come out of the Hobie ranks. It could be
maybe
there's
too.
a good I mean, the Hobies get 100 competitors in round numbers to events. So that's really more than any other. ABTs, sometimes I'll have more than that because I have 2 on the boat, but
True. Yep.
it's a good thing.
The
other thing is that people want more of is obviously more in-depth content, like deeper angler profiles. There's a lot of people that like the one I did with Liam. That was a very popular episode.
Yeah.
Okay. Technique, specific deep dives, gear and manufacturer breakdowns, like actually talking to some of the manufacturers. So I'll try to get some of that underway and, some sounder and technical discussions. Someone asked actually a couple asked for science around fish behavior. I'll try and do that. That's a hard ask, trying to work out exactly what's going on. So
yeah, true.
So a couple more insights, Brett, is 3/4 of people listen to every episode or most episodes. So 3/4 of listenership pretty much hit it every or at least once a week. Most people are happy.
Does that run into about like 800, 900 people every listen nearly?
Well, okay, so every week in round numbers, the new show will get around 500. So sometimes it's 400, sometimes it's 600, but it's around that 500, and there's usually 500 listens across the back catalogue.
Yeah.
And you can, if you just look at our total numbers, we've got 180 shows. I put out 2 shows the week preceding this one. 180 shows, and there's 166 or 167,000 listens. So basically
so
1,000. 1,000 per episode, more or less. So,
grouse. Yeah.
So which is pretty cool, especially when it's such a niche little market. Like it's a very tight niche.
BREAM only, pretty much.
BREAM only.
And that's what we've tried to do with the monthly report, haven't we? Is to expand a little into bass and flathead and squid, whatever. Yeah. And for me, perch. And there could be negative feedback on that if people are tuning in for BREAM and they're hearing me bagging on about catching squid or something. I get it. It could be, I don't know, maybe we can get a bit more feedback on this,
and look, if you want to put a number on that, The people who are only here for BREAM
Yeah.
and don't want to listen to anything else relates to about somewhere between 11 and 12% of listeners over 100 and, 140 people. So
It's
yeah,
a
you
small
gotta take that.
sample when you take it. If you would expand that out to, say, 1,000, like we just talked about, 1,000 listens per show, it's a very small minority. It's, runs into
Yeah.
100 people, I suppose. But I don't know. We'll get more back on that maybe.
Yeah, I think so. And based on those questions in the middle there, a big percentage of people are open to non-BREAM content, especially these three species, which is bass, flathead, and mulloway. So they were,
Mulloway.
yeah.
Cool.
So when I first launched that survey, mulloway or jewfish was out front by a long shot. And then as the survey continued, it kind of went bass, I think, flathead, and then jewfish. So it
Right.
kind of changed. I'm not sure why that is.
Interesting.
Yeah. So based on the feedback, continued competition coverage, obviously, a bit more focus on techniques, tactics, and decision making. And I'll try to intertwine that into the questions that I ask the competitors. I mean, if you look at the ABT that just released in the last couple of weeks, Mark Healy, he's a really good one for talking about, if I ask him, what's going on in his head, why I'd make a decision. Obviously, Steve Morgan is a legend at that.
Yep.
Same with Joseph Gardner. I've just done all the Marlo interviews, which I'll get into shortly.
Yeah.
And we talked about why he did what he did. So
Yeah. Yeah. Epic win, that one.
definitely. So I think a little bit of tweaking. Definitely going to move into some other species, I think, on an episode basis as well as a monthly report. There's a couple of people I want to have a chat to with regard to other species, so I think we'll get into that. And just to wrap this up, I just want to say thank you to everyone that sat down and filled this out. Nobody had to do it. So I really appreciate that. It's the purpose of the show, and I often tell guests this before we start, is we're trying to entertain people. We're trying to tell a story, and we're trying to teach them how to catch a fish. That's what we're trying to do.
And I think it's important that you've reached out to the listenership and said, okay, give us some feedback.
Yeah.
And we owe that to the people that are listening.
Yeah, I think so. And I'll continue to do that even within the collective. We'll do a few more surveys to, I'll try to make them so they're just 1 or 2 or 3 minutes. So they're really quick. But it just helps get an idea of what people are thinking.
For sure.
So, yeah. So, to be honest, I was really excited about that. That was very, very cool to have everyone respond.
Yep.
And the next thing we're going to move into it's probably my favorite thing of the whole month. We're going to talk about Marlo.
Oh, Marlo. Yeah, big.
Marlo was big. And I think probably the biggest thing is I had a little visitor down in Marlo. Oh,
He's little, but he's chubby and he's short, and he's. I think I surprised you.
you did. What's something? So for the listeners out there, I was out on the pre-fish day for Marlo on the Friday, and I text Brett and said, "Yeah, I've got one," because Brett always spams me. Like during the week, I'm at work and ding, ding, ding is a video, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm down with my mate Havo, and we're smashing all these fish, and life is good, and I'm slugging away at work building draw boxes or something silly.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I thought, all right, my turn to get Brett. Send him a photo, and he's like, I can see you. Like, what?
It's almost like I snuck up on you and said, surprise, I'm here. I'd been planning it for some time, and I was talking a little bit about it to Leon and Tony and Beth. I might have surprised Beth too, actually. Anyway, I had to make sure you were going to be there, because I looked at Ben and I thought, oh, why isn't Deethy there? Maybe he's not doing these comps. And oh,
No, I had to
there he
work.
is.
It was a work-related thing. So.
Yeah, it was midweek. So,
That's right. Yeah, I couldn't take a week off.
And I thought, well, you know, you're 9 hours from home and I'm only just on 2 hours to get there, mate, and I get to fish the joint. And I get to see you and meet a whole heap of people and catch up with a few I haven't seen in many, many years. And what I wasn't ready for was this. I fished with you and a couple of 3 hours we fished. It was great.
Yep.
You caught bream. I dropped one. And I thought, it's not quite going to plan. Yeah, go you. And then I thought to myself, oh, well, now that we've caught bream, or you did, I said, we can settle in and catch him. You said, Brett, we've got to move on.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, oh, that's right. It's a comp. You can't be sitting here foaming the edge up or this section. You've got to move on. Your job is to... So I'm sitting there going, oh, so now that the bream are here, I got to stop and just keep...
We got to go.
Come, yeah. We're going up the river, Brett. Come on. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, good to see you, Deethy, too. This is great. Anyway, so that was... I forgot about that, is why it's called a pre-fish. Not a pre-foam.
That's right. Or pre-smash.
I want to foam them up. That's right. And then there was other kayakers moving in and milling around saying hi and whatnot, and they were all telling fibs. Stephen Prite come down from the river. He said, oh, well, that was a waste of time. Yeah, right, Prikey. I smelled a rat straight away. I'm thinking, geez, he said that quick. Remember I said that to you on the day?
Yeah.
I said, gee, he answered that. That was too quick. And anyway, so that was good. So, yeah. It was really special for me to meet you, mate, because we've been doing this for a long time. I've known you on the wires, so to speak, for what, 2-3 years?
Yeah, 2.5 years.
2.5, yeah.
2.5 years, because it was... I talked to you just before my youngest grandson was born in September, and I talked to you maybe 6 weeks before that, or maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, so that was very cool. One thing I would say, you might be a little guy, but mate, you got a vice-like grip.
Nice to meet you, Deethy.
Nice to meet you. You've broken my hand, and my hand's not weak. So there you go.
I was a tad excited seeing you, buddy.
Oh, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I did see the BG kayak, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yep. And you helped me out of a predicament. I had a little caught up at the back of my kayak.
Oh yeah, we fixed that.
Thanks for that, mate.
Yeah. Very good. But let's run through some of the stuff that went down at Marlo. So that pre-fish on the Friday. The fish that I sent you, so I've caught 4 fish on pre-fish for about, I want to call it maybe 2.7. Might be a little bit more, a little bit less, but we'll call it that. That first fish was on a sprat, and what I was trying to do was cast it out, stop the line in the air to create a big bow in the line so the lure hits a bit softer, and then crank it. So as soon as it hits the water, it's moving. It's running. So that's what I was trying to do. What happened in reality is that thing hit the water, went under the water, and I ripped it under the water. I went, oh, okay, it's not going to skip. Yeah. Anyway, I just lowered the rod tip, and that loaded up with a 38, 39 fork. So
that's a nice fish too. That would be
fish.
A 1.1 kilo. Oh, fork, probably 1.3.
Yeah, maybe 1.2, something like that. So solid fish. First fish down there, I'm like, how good is Marlo?
Yes. And that was shallow water too, I gather, where you were.
Yeah, right. It was actually. I didn't realise where I was casting into, but I probably cast into about half a metre of water. So.
Yeah, okay.
So which was good. So I went, okay, cool. Send the photo to Brett. Off we go.
Yep.
Then I went, okay, next stop, up the lake. So I paddled up the lake. I'd spoken to you by then, and you'd said, oh, yeah, I'm here. I said, I'm going to go up the lake and have a look. I went up there. You know what I was casting? Did I tell you?
I think you moved to a hard body, did you?
Yeah. I went to a little Rebel jointed 4 centimetre lure, silent, old school. I went up there and caught a 35 forker, so maybe a 900 grammer.
Yeah, at least 800, 850.
Yeah. So good fish. And I was like, okay, that'll do. So turned around and left out of there and went. I think I might have rung you, or
Yeah, you
rang
did.
and said, I'm
Let's
coming back.
meet.
Where are you?
But just
Yes.
quickly, go back a sec. That didn't take you an hour to get that fish, did it?
No.
No, that was just a quick get, and you thought, I've got a plan.
Yeah, no,
for
I
day
fished there. I fished in the lake for maybe 20 minutes
Yeah, okay.
because I just wanted to know if I could get one. Can I get one? Yep, I can. Move on. That's all I needed to know. And it was a good one. Like 3 of those would have had me at 2.7-ish, 2.6, 2.7 would have been good.
And put it in perspective, were there other anglers around you within sight, like 10, 15, 20?
Oh, yeah, there's probably 15 people in the lake, 20 people in the lake at that point. And that was on pre-fish day. So that changed the event really. Like so many people in there. And I mean, I didn't stay there long enough to know whether people sat there and smashed it, but I think that some people did, which was just one or two fish in there. That's all you need.
Yeah, oh, for sure. On
In a
pre-fish,
place
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. If you hit okay, well, I'll come back to that point. You and I rang you and said, don't come into the lake because I'm leaving. We came up, we met up, we tried the kind of join in the T
Islands.
intersection.
Yep.
At the end of Second Island, I think it is.
Yes, it is.
I've caught fish there before, but we didn't catch them that day. And then moved up to a rock wall. I think I had 2 pound on, and I dropped a bloodworm grub in against the rock wall, and I got 1 fish, which was okay.
Yeah.
And then next cast got another fish, and that's where I told you we got to go.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you had your plan then.
Yeah, I had the plan, and it was like try and find somewhere else. Let's find the next spot. So yeah. So that was the 4 fish that I caught. So the sprat, the rebel jointed, and 2 on the bloodworm grub.
Yeah.
Which was good enough. It was like 2.6, 2.7, something like that.
I for the record too, I got on the water about 9 a.m. I think, and I fished. By the time you sent me that photo, I would have been on the hour an hour and a bit. I got nothing. I talked to a couple of people, fished a few of my popular spots going back 15, 20 years. Didn't do any good, and then I was never going to go up into the lake because I knew there'd be a lot of anglers up there. It's not for me to go up there and foam it up further.
Sure.
So, yeah, I was never going there. But I wanted to fish in between the islands, but I was surprised there was quite a few anglers power poled up and fishing where I was thinking, I didn't think there'd be that many here. And bang, within about a 6-minute window, I got a pretty big trevally, I got a flathead, I got 1 bream to the net, not quite in it.
Yep.
So officially didn't land it, probably 35. Then I caught up with you and a few others. We were chatting, and then I dropped that other bream with you. And then after that, 3 hours of nothing. Oh, I got 1 more trevally, caught up with Leon. And so essentially, no bream. And so I'm thinking, phew, just as well I haven't entered at that point.
Wow.
And talking to a few on the water, Kevin was one of them in the collective.
Yep, Kevin Ewan.
Yep, he hadn't caught a fish for, even Bem, I think he sort of got a few, but did. So he was really despondent and saying it was tough, and a few others said the same. Yeah, that was, I could see, this is Marlo, the Marlo I know.
Mm-hmm.
It can fish 1 trip, unbelievable. Go back a week later thinking, I've done the homework, now I'm going to have a good set. And then it just hurts and you can't get out of there quick enough.
Yeah, well, that was Tony Petty's story. Tony Petty said he had a great pre-fish, maybe 3 weeks earlier or whatever it was.
Yes, that's right. He did too.
You know, he had a comp-winning bag there. And when it came back to the actual comp time, it wasn't a thing. So
he got 2 fish each day, and he knows it is probably better than most that were there.
He was an expert angler.
Yeah.
So,
tough gig. Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Now after I finished with you and I went, okay, I've got to go because I've got stuff to do. I went back and had some lunch. Funniest thing happened. I didn't tell you this.
Oh.
So I was sitting there with Jared Hickman and Mark Knight and myself, and we ordered some lunch from a little cafe there.
Okay, yep.
And I think I'd asked for two different things, and they went, no, we don't have it. Like, okay, it's on the menu, but no, we don't have it. So I got my third thing, whatever that was. I think it was a poke bowl or something like that. Anyway, Jared's ordered a hamburger, and it comes out, and he sits down, he bites into it, starts eating it, and the guy comes up to him, and he goes, "Hey, excuse me, buddy, is there any meat on your hamburger?" So he opens it up, and there's no meat.
Oh,
They'd left the patty on the grill.
that's a tad sad.
That was
Just what? Can you open your burger up?
Did
Did they come and slot the meat in?
A salad burger. Yeah, they did. They took it back and put his meat on it. So he had a salad burger for a little while. So I thought that was particularly funny.
That's what Hobie events do to a small town like Marlo.
Exactly.
100 people descending on it.
That's right. That's right.
A classic.
So, and then after that, I did some interviews with the ladies in the comp. So I interviewed Ruth Beebe, Leanne Cow, and Beth Harris, and Nikki Bryant, who I hadn't met. I'd met all the others, and I'd not met Nikki. So I bumped into her in that little shop with the meatless hamburgers, and said hello to her. And I kind of didn't recognise she wasn't in tournament gear. And then went down. So those interviews will be coming out of Hobie, and I may release those as an audio file as well, so people can have a listen to.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So and that was kind of fun. Like we had not a very set schedule as a lot of my interviews are, and they all rolled. It was pretty cool. So.
Oh yeah, it was such a great thing for me is because I've got to learn how those comps work a little, the Hobie comps, because I've never been in amongst that sort of scenario where everyone's belting and bashing around, and I saw a lot of movement. People were going from one end of it to the other, and some were staying stationary, some were fishing in spots where I was thinking, that's so shallow, I don't know. Well, they've been there for an hour. That's wow. So look, everyone's got an idea and a technique and this and that. It was quite, it was nearly daunting for me because I kept thinking, now let me put me in this comp. What would I be doing? Yeah, and I got to thinking, pre-fish day, you got to cover a lot of country.
Yeah,
that would be the number one thing to do. You would think.
Yeah.
So my initial idea was to get up and, I wanted to catch up with you and I knew where you'd be. But if I really was on my Pat Malone and wanted to get it sorted for the comp, I would have gone way down past the entrance, way down the front, because I reckon there'd be yellows there for one, and I think too there would be a percentage of black bream that would. I've always caught them down there trying to catch big flathead, and I often got big black bream. Yeah. And also, most importantly, I would have thought I don't think many would have gone there.
Yeah.
As a pre-fish idea, maybe I could be wrong. But
okay. Well, I'm going to come back to that.
Okay.
Because you should have told me that. Why didn't you tell me?
Well, mate, I can't divulge my surprise.
True.
See, this was the problem.
Wow. Well,
I would have sent you there, but that's for next time. But then, the other thing too is in the back. So I haven't fished Coringal ever. Never been up into Coringal.
Yeah.
Right up in the lake. I've got mates that have fished Coringal Creek and done so well and told me all about it.
Yeah.
Big trucks and all the rest. This is 20 plus years ago.
Yeah.
So, look, that was heavy on my mind too. But anyway, let's go further into Marlo because there's a bit more to tell, isn't there?
Yeah, well, let's talk. Let's just do my competition. So on that Friday was a big day, early start. I kind of didn't stop till about maybe 8 o'clock at night. I think when you came up to me, I was in the caravan park. I was tying leaders out the back of the car, and I was going quick. I got to do it because it's getting dark, and that was so pre-fish, lunch, interviews, dinner,
have a feed, and yeah.
And I didn't stay at the pub long because I hadn't tied my leaders, and I didn't want to tie them at night.
Yeah.
So I did that. And that was a big day. But one thing that I didn't do is I don't think I drank enough water on the day. I think I let myself get a bit dehydrated out in the sun for a decent period of time.
Was it a hot day too?
I wasn't going to talk about it, like, because I got a donut on day one, and I wasn't going to talk about it. I didn't want to use it as an excuse, but I think people can probably learn from it. I definitely didn't look after myself. I had like a cracking headache on the Saturday. Took too many Panadol, and it didn't go away. At 9 o'clock in the morning, I was ready to get off the water. I thought, no, I better persist. I went up the lake for another couple of hours for no joy, and then I was off the water by about midday.
Nearly burnt out. Yeah, it stinks of sunstroke. You know what that is?
I think it was sunstroke. Sunstroke and
mate,
being tired. So not. I don't want to use it as an excuse. I actually did think while I was on the water with the headache, I go, if you were slaying them, you'd probably be into it. So I think that's the reality too. If I had caught fish,
fair call.
I probably would have pushed through. So
fair call.
But
yeah, I'm big on keeping hydrated. As you get older too, you discover that that comes as a cost. If you don't keep the fluids up, and my good buddy Rick from Micah will be listening, and I'm on his case all the time. I take fruit and water with me, and I make sure I consume the lot, and it just helps.
I think so. And I've always got enough water. Like if I went without it, I would have gone back in and got some.
Yeah.
So even if I was halfway up the river, I wouldn't stay out because I know the next day would be bad. I know that from, I can't remember whether we've ever spoken about it. When I used to fish with Stewie, we'd go away for the weekend and we would often fish 3 locations in a day. We'd get up early, go and fish a little lagoon or a lake or whatever. When we get hungry, go and find a cafe, have some breakfast.
Yep. Then
go fishing again. And then when we get hungry, we'd go and find some food, and then we fish till dark. So we'd fish all day. And we did this for a couple of years, pre-comps.
Good.
And I worked out then that if I didn't drink on that first day, the Sunday I wasn't fishing.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So drink a lot.
Yeah. So. And there's another complication too, because if you're boozing at night, and you don't have to drink heaps as in alcohol, well, you'll definitely take it from me, I know. That puts you back a couple of days as you get older.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing. Being hydrated. It just helps you clear thinking. When you get tired and run down, you start thinking stupid and negative, and I'm not going to say depressed, but I'm going to say super negative, and it's not going to help you make the right decisions, and you don't fish the same.
That's right.
So that's something. I'm glad you brought it up. Well done.
I thought it was worth sharing. And then the Sunday, so I had a decent night's sleep. I'd had plenty of water, had a lot of water on the Saturday because I realised that was probably a problem. Had a coffee as well because I hadn't had a coffee on the Friday, so I made sure.
Yeah, right. And you probably
could have been caffeine withdrawal too. Yeah. Sunday, I felt fine. I only got one fish on the Sunday. I got a 900 grammer. I think it was 900 even. On a live craw in a little creek. So 900 grams, reasonable fish.
Yeah.
Did not fight. Like I had 3 pound leader on, and it just shook its head all the way up to the kayak. So I saw the tick, hit it, and it just shaking its head, and I put the net around it. That was it.
Well, maybe in comps, that's how you want them.
Oh, mate, it was perfect. And the only time it was angry when it was in the live well. I could hear it banging around. I was like, you can't get out.
Yeah.
So that was my comp.
Right. Were there more donuts day 2? Day 1?
I don't know. Actually, I haven't done the numbers on that.
No, okay. I just wonder if Marlo would, get really foamed up that quick. I know they all the arenas do. They never fish the same. After, and it brings me around full circle to a comment I made and discussed with quite a few anglers there on that afternoon and into the evening was, is the pre-fish maybe in jeopardy in the sense that a lot of people caught fish Friday at Marlo and got some really good fish.
Yeah. And
a lot of those very same people went back and didn't quite repeat the effort. And on Sunday, indeed, it was even worse.
Yeah.
Is it better? I don't know whether it's up to. I don't know whether. Yeah, because other people would argue, well, anglers travel a long way to get there and turn up and not catch fish. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is a 3-day event when you look at it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, is it open to discussion or am I overcooking it? I think some arenas, Gippy Lakes, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, right.
BREAM River, I think it would matter because it's such a small place.
Yeah.
Don't know.
It's a hard one. This is a discussion that's been going on since comp started. Should there be a pre-fish? Should there not?
Yeah.
I think there's for me, if they didn't have it, it'd be one less day off work. But I know on the other side of things, a lot of guys who have trouble getting away from work, family, or whatever it is, they go, if I can have a pre-fish, then I get 3 days.
Yeah.
And that makes it more worthwhile for them. They travel, they get 3 days fishing instead of 2.
Yeah.
So,
I
don't know.
I'll have to put it down. Are people more advantaged or disadvantaged? If there's more disadvantages, then you have to go with what's set in stone presently. I don't know. At some point, I think it should be arena-based.
Yeah, potentially.
It should be flexible.
I think Barrel Lake last year, they didn't have a pre-fish. It was a 1-day comp. I mean, in some respects, if it's the same for everyone, if there's no pre-fish, I think that's kind of good. And it's certainly cheaper. People can roll up on Friday, maybe get off work a little bit early on the Friday afternoon and toddle off and not lose as much work time, which is important for some people.
Yeah. The huge disadvantage is that people who live close or locally even are hugely advantaged because they can, fish it before the ban. But that comes around. That goes full circle.
Everyone gets that.
Yeah, because everyone, whether in New South or down in Tassie, wherever, whatever, you have a home ground advantage. Full stop. That's. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sort of against it, the pre-fish day. I've come to grips with it because every time I look, it's always worse on the second day and definitely worse on the third day.
Yeah.
Of the comp, not the actual comp days, but anyway. I've made me point, but
I think so. And to articulate where I sit on it, I fish better with a pre-fish. Typically, I didn't this one, but typically, if I go and do what I did with you, and I find a fish and then move on, find a fish and get 4 or 5 or 6 different options, typically that's going to be a better comp for me.
Yeah,
but I'd be kind of happy if it was gone as well because, like I said, it's one less day away from whatever you're doing, whether it's work or family or all of the above.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I guess all in all, actually, I'm probably on the fence.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. It's look. I'll just finish by saying this: is that without the pre-fish, I can see there's more of an element of luck, in that no one's the wiser for where, how, and why, what lure and all the rest. But hey. Luck is involved with everything in fishing. Anyway, so I'd be interested to get some feedback on this.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What we might do is we might move into, and it kind of follows on from this with, I want to talk about soft plastics and rigging and that sort of stuff, changing weights and different bits and pieces. One of the interesting things that came out of the Marlo weekend was we had a chat with Joel. He was fishing heavier weights and doing better than everyone else, fishing 3-inch grubs.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if it was 1/6 or 1/8, but heavier weights.
Bit of both, I think he was using. Mainly 1/6, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he was also... I think he was whacking them. I think he was not whacking the fish, but just belting the lure, like really ripping them.
Yeah. It's quite a specific technique, and he's employed this over a few years now, and I think he really developed it at BEM to turn around a comp there where he was struggling, and he changed things up to the degree of saying, well, I'm just going to throw on something big. I'm going to go heavy, and I'm going to rip that through the water and teach these fish a lesson.
Yeah.
And it was enough to get that, to get the fish fired up. And I think he did particularly well on that comp. Do you remember the interview?
Yeah. I can't remember whether we won it, but he was certainly a podium, and he was using the bigger grubs, and well, there was another lure, but bigger lures.
It was at the Z-Man ST, the longer 3-inch job, by memory.
The streak, maybe.
Yeah, the one with the fork that's got the
little tiny.
It's a
fork
grub,
tail.
but it's a curly tail, but it's got a split tail at the back. STs, I think.
I think he might have been throwing those as well.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, he talked about different things there, and people can go back to those BEM related interviews and have a listen to exactly what he said. But definitely talked about throwing in a 2-inch grub and then getting a bite and missing a fish, ripping it back in and throwing in a bigger one to get the fish,
and then whacking them. Like a major turnaround.
Yeah.
And this is the sort of stuff I really love. Someone that explores not just a little bit different technique. And this, what we're talking about now is we're going to get involved in this technique talk, aren't we?
Yeah.
In future monthly reports. Because I think this is where we all learn the most, and we can encourage people to do wacky stuff and things that are, you have to start off somewhere in fishing, and I've been a sheep as well. You got to follow the flock, but at times you just got to break out and go, rightio, let's go and do so. And I think those that do that can discover something, and I think Joel Crosby, he's right onto this, and he's going to stick to it. And it reminds me of something I do. I think, well, I've talked a lot about this, is the shallow water blading technique that I mainly discovered at Tamboon probably 15 years ago. You could throw hard bodies and unweighted or light-weighted soft plastics, and indeed surface. We love surface fishing there. But when I started throwing blades out deep, and then I turned around and said, I'll just chuck one in close, see if there's a flathead in there, or might wake him up. And then 6 bream in a row.
Yeah, right.
Hang on a minute.
That's it. I'm onto something.
Talk to me, mate. This could be a one-off, and then follow that up with years and years of doing it in so many different scenarios, Gippy Lakes and little local creeks and all sorts of stuff. And when I heard what Joel was doing with the 1/6 and 1/8 and stuff, I just went, that rings a bell. That's something different. And the fast technique, that little rip, bit of a pause and then a rip. Yeah, I don't know that Brimmer used to see it. And that's the key for me. This is the one I reckon I love the most. They're not used to seeing it. Whether it is that it's the impetus for him to actual bite, I just think it's more like, oh, I ain't seen that thing before.
Yeah.
Doing that. Wow.
I'll see. See what it is and bite it.
Let's have a crack. And I think too, if you're missing fish doing that, you could then slow down. You've got the interest factor. You've got a brim following or whatever. So, oh no, my hat goes off to Joel. I reckon that's a real cracker thing, and he stuck by it. Mm-hmm. And I know for a fact at the Marlo comp, he had a fellow angler near him, and he employed that same technique and went clunk, got him. Yep. So that for me is proof in the pudding. It's not just one bloke getting that technique right, it's passing that info
on. And in that comp, so Joel came in 8th. So out of, I think it ended up being 85 or 90 people. It didn't quite crack the 100, but a decent amount, So So, mate, one of the things I want to talk about, and I'll start here. There is one of your lures that I'm pretty keen on having a look at. With me, I went up to my bedroom of all places. Yep. Got an old packet. This is the packet. All the lures fell out because there's a hole in the bottom of it. Of Tacklecraft prawns. So this is what we were using 15 years ago. So really soft prawn, not dissimilar to the skimp.
It's very much like a skimp.
Yeah, I'm sure Naughty's seen these, and anyway, so there's a couple of different ways you can rig these. So I've got, and this is what we used to use, TT hidden weight, size 2. Well, I think it's a 1/28, but that's irrelevant for what we're doing. So the first way would be through the front.
Yep.
Traditional hidden weight setup. You would have caught fish on these, Brett, but they were soft, so you tended to go through them.
Oh, so they used to rip.
Yeah, they used to rip. So that's your first way. So really basic.
Yeah.
Now, when I was fishing these, I got in touch with the guy who made them. His name was Matt something. I don't know his last name. And I had to talk to him. And he used to rig them backwards. So you basically go in through the back. I think I might have showed you before.
Yeah. No, I had mates that did this years ago, for sure.
Go in through the back. Not sure I've done a great job of it, but you'll get the point.
Yeah.
And rig it backwards. So when I used to, these were really soft and you'd go through them. But I used to rig them forwards and backwards. So you'd get 2 bites at the cherry.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So you can re-rig it. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. So basically what that does, when you pull that lure, the tail kicks.
Yeah. A lot more.
So it kicks as you pull it. So that was the first, well, the way I used to use them, forwards, backwards. And then recently, I have seen this before, but a guy did bring it back to my attention. I kind of forget things. One of those things. It's like the water. It's like, you got to drink.
I reckon this will be a wacky rig sideways.
Oh, not quite. Not quite.
What?
So basically, he's gone in, go back 5 or 10 millimeters from the front or 1/4 of an inch and rig it more in the middle of the plastic. So more like a hover strolling sort of rig.
Okay.
Same deal. And it'll give that lure a more horizontal sink. And it also loads up on the front when you pull it. So,
yes, nice. Okay.
So this is the stuff I really wanted to talk about. Like basically we've got one lure, one hook, 3 different ways of rigging, 3 different actions.
Yeah.
Um,
That I wouldn't have thought of.
So yeah, and a guy was talking. I did this out. I fished out at Kernell Tara Flats, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, and I did this with a sprat, and I caught fish, and you can feel it. You talk about whipping the lure, like giving it some, and you basically hit it on the slack. Like you don't pull tight on it and then crack it. You give it a bit of slack and then whack it. So as soon as the slack tightens up, it moves really fast, but only a short distance.
Yeah, okay.
That's what happens with this. Because it loads up in the middle there, you can hit it hard, but the lure won't move as far.
Yeah, and for those listening only, let me just explain that the hookup point, the eye of the hook or the jig head, comes out about 1/2 centimetre behind the head. So that you've fed it in, not through the nose of the lure, but about 1 centimetre behind the nose, so that the hookup point is behind the head, if you like.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And so basically what you've got to do physically is push down, straight down into the lure, then turn it at 90 degrees towards the tail, and then at the appropriate point, turn it up and out of the lure. So it's going
to take some practice. I will be practicing that.
Did a reasonable. It's not too bad. That's not perfectly straight, but
actually it looks pretty good. Yeah,
but not too bad for. Actually, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. I might even throw that. I might take that down to the yak and give it a throw. So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, something different, and that's aside from just putting a traditional jig head in it.
Yeah.
When we did the Sprat Challenge, it's gone back a while now. I'd have to look back at how far long ago. So it was the Duro Challenge, which we use a lot of sprats.
Yeah.
One of the things that I learnt from that challenge is changing your weights can massively affect your catch rates. So same as Joel, he's gone to a 1.6 jig head. I was using a 1.12, I think. Same area.
Yeah.
He caught fish and I didn't.
And most people went a lot lighter than that. I'll guarantee it.
Well, that's normally my go-to. We always use the 1/28. Number 2. That was our go-to hook for most things.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm really learning over the last few years. You've just got to mix up your weights so much. Yeah. Like if you're not getting them on a light one, go heavy. See what happens.
Yeah, I used to experiment using little 2-inch Z-Mans back in the day, and I would fish them because they're a little lure, so fish light. Yeah. Very shallow water in the mouth of the Mitchell at the cut, and I was fishing quite shallow, 3 to 4 foot maximum, sometimes less, and I was using a 5 gram jig head.
Right.
And and that's super heavy, and I remember fishing with Owen Pearce once there, and I was whacking the pants off him. And he said, "Why are you going so heavy?" I said, "Look at the results." He goes, "Yeah, right." And I don't know, I couldn't explain it. I think it's because maybe the tail's sticking up more, the head's dozing into the sand. I'm not a big one on the puffer sand, excites fish into a bite. None of them up to speed with that. But anyway, regardless, I didn't question it. I said, "Well, I ain't taking it off." And so after that, I really experimented with heavy in shallow water, and that's what put me on to blades in the shallows.
Right.
I progressed from the soft plastics, and when I really conquered blades, I thought, I reckon these are going to work better in the shallows, and boy, they did. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, that's.
I did see. You sent me a couple of photos of well, not so much a jighead, but a technique that I was pretty interested in. I think you had a skimp, and I think you called it on your eyes.
Oh yeah, the fly's eyes. So yeah,
fly's eyes.
I rigged one up just before we started recording. Let me go this way. Yeah, so I think you can pick that up. Is that focused in all right?
Yeah, that's pretty good. So you've got a skimp on a, what sort of hook is it?
Oh, that's actually an old fly hook as well. I suppose it's would it be a 1.0? It's, forgive me for the size. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's size 2 hook maybe.
Yeah.
It's got a fair gape on it. Now, what I've done there is I've rigged it weedless.
Yeah.
So I've done the through the nose, turn it round, and then I sit it up and pin it. Now, what I've done is that's a carryover from my fly fishing, just putting fly's eyes as weight. So that's about a 332 weight fly's eyes.
Right.
Or dumbbells, they call it dumbbell eyes. And
so for the listeners that can't see, we've got 2 little eyes on it with yellow and a black dot in the middle. And did you you just put those on in a fly vise, just lash it on?
Yeah. Yep, I tie them in. I do. It's not hard. And you don't need a fly vise. You could use a pair of multi grips and lock in your hook and rig it up so that it's fiddly if you didn't have a vise, but it's still achievable, not a problem.
Yeah.
So then I feed the soft plastic on, whether in this case it's a skimp.
Yeah.
I think warpite colour. And I always tend to glue it. I glue it at the eyes. Like I push the nose up and to save it from slipping back, because it always gets pulled and pantsed.
Yeah. Can you take it off for me?
Yeah. So
I just want to look at the hook setup.
So the hook is it's a chemically sharpened hook that goes.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. So the dumbbells are underneath the hook. And, and tied on with cotton. I guess.
So what that'll do is hopefully, well, it does. The eyes orientate the hook upways.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
I don't want it spinning over. So.
And given that, like, I really do like lightweights typically. That's actually very cool. So you get the eyes as well as the weight. So. And
yes, so the eyes give it more lifelike appearance, even though the skimp comes with little black eyes and little red eyes.
Yeah.
But like a traditional grub style, no eyes. Mm-hmm. That particular rig with the dumbbell fly's eyes is, I've done that since day dot because, as I said, hangover from my fly fishing days. And here, to just expand on that, after I left you at Marlo, I went to Lake Tyers and fished there all day next day. And I was using that particular rig because the bream, we just soon discovered, Rick and I, when we turned up, they were feeding right up close on the edges. Like I'm talking millimetres off the edge and only in a foot of water, often less, which is it's pretty exciting because you can actually physically see them and target them and throw the lure to them. So the fly's eyes come in really handy because essentially it's nearly a surface presentation because you've got to let it sink.
Okay, D.
Because they're made of brass, they're not made of lead, so they're not real super heavy.
Fly's eyes on the creeper.
And to throw into the edges and just get an immediate response, and because the bream are feeding in so close,
go the Lake of Tyers.
So you could land it on their head and they were all over it.
Yeah, right.
You know, when you see bream and they're sort of mooching, you throw something near them and they're gone till next week.
Yeah.
You know, there was none of that spooky behaviour. They were fully switched on, full in food mode. It went till about lunchtime.
Okay.
And then the bite backed out and we sort of struggled a bit. But in the meantime, I think we would have had probably 30 to 40 encounters each. And by that I mean hook up, drop, slurp, miss, on, off, landed. You know, we did miss a lot. Because it's such a really quick reactionary bite, you do tend to miss them.
Yeah.
It sounds contradictory, but it's such shallow water that when they miss it once and you go to set the hook, it's that far away from them in such shallow water, they haven't got another chance. They're looking around saying, what was that? So, and then, of course, you go to set the hook and it jams up into a bit of timber because it was treacherous right in close. And we were shredding. We shredded 3 fish a day.
Yeah.
And lucky to get a few back and seesawing a few, and I don't know how we got them out. Now, Teethy, they weren't big bream. The biggest we were getting were 37s.
Okay. Well, it's still
Tippers.
solid.
Oh, great fun.
Yeah.
And they're only going one way in shallow water. Most of them around 34, 33.
Yeah.
And down to 28s. And so when they're that size and you're sight fishing bream, they don't need to be big. You're having more fun than 10 men. It was epic. You know, we were giggling and then I'd see one slurping in on the edge, you know, kissing, like, you know how they get that kissing sound from bream and they're taking little shrimp, and I'd say, oh, hey, Rick, watch this. He's right next to me, and I'd cast it, pinpoint right on his head. Next thing, clunk, and bounced out 37 centimetres.
Nice.
Oh, jeepers, I tell you what, mate. And perch mix in the mix as well. We didn't sight fish them as much, well, at all, but we got them a few tail, pesky stuff. But that rig with the fly's eyes, see, I went back 2 days later and whacked the pants off them. Even not as many as encounters, but I got more fish, so it was pretty good.
And with that rig, so you said it was a fly hook, but I tend to think you could probably put it on any hook. You just find a hook that suits the plastic you want to fish.
Oh, yeah.
And make it happen. And maybe, and I don't know because I haven't done this, but maybe you can bend the eye of the hook out, or just shape it a little bit. I don't know.
Wouldn't matter. And you don't have to rig these weedless, no. But because I knew I was fishing timber, so I'm fishing. But I don't mind the weedless scenario. And that's why the gape of the hook is significant for that purpose. And if I was to fish a fatter plastic, I would use a bigger gape hook, even a worm hook. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that brings us to another talking point. We had a bit of a chat about this before. In the ABT, in the first Gippsland Lakes round, Simon Krause, first in the non-boaters.
Yeah.
He was running slim swims with a number 2 hook, a Gamakatsu Seekers combination, but weedless. So I do have a photo. I'll ask Simon if I can put that up, or I'll make another one. But it was a number 2 hook, which basically the plastic filled the whole gape of the hook. And look, fantastic interview. The idea was, because he was on the back of the boat, he didn't want to have to stop the boater and say, come on, we got to get my plastic out of the thing here. So he rigged it up, super weedless. And that technique was enough to win him the comp.
And his comment is that, yes, when a fish, smaller bream, clamps down on that plastic, it's not going to expose much hook because you can't push the plastic down anymore on the shank of the hook.
Yeah.
But his argument was this: good, I don't want the small bream. He said, I want the bigger. And when the big girls come up and go clamp, they're pushing it down with the strength. And we know they've got a great bite. We know about that. Yeah. So this could be a little bit revolutionary if I was to say not many are doing this. And because I don't glue, like I use super glue all the time, and I glue it to the head of the of a weedless presentation, but I'd never glue it into the gape of the hook
Yeah.
because you want it to compress.
You want
But
it to compress down.
maybe there's something in that. It just gives you a bit more weedless factor.
Yeah.
You may only need a tiny, just pinprick of enough of the hook point to set it. So
Yeah.
good job. It's interesting.
Oh, and that interview came out. It'll be a week old by the time this one comes out. The other one that comes to mind is I did an interview on the Australian Lure Fishing podcast with Russell Babacule, who was doing a similar thing with his grubs. He basically take a traditional jig head, push the hook out through the bottom, so in through the front, out through the bottom, and then rig it weedless. For the same reason. And I think I think for Simon, if I double back there, I think it gave him the opportunity to cast that lure into almost any structure and have the confidence that he was going to pull it out.
Yep. So, and the double edge factor of if a little bream doesn't hook up, maybe that's a good thing. Not wasting time.
Yeah, you're not wasting time.
You're there to catch the trucks and. Yeah, anyway, that's a nice little... I think that should go in people's repertoire.
Yeah, I think it's worth... The fly's eyes, that's a cool one. I'm definitely going to try that myself.
Big winner for me.
The last plastics things that I want to cover off on is I interviewed Brendan Pyshell, who came second in Marlo. So he caught fish. We saw him, and he was a bit swampy. Apparently, he just caught a big one, but neglected to tell us.
That was in the river, wasn't it?
That was in the river.
Yeah.
And I won't give away his whole interview, but he used one single skimp for the 2 days.
God.
One lure. One, like not multiple.
One plastic.
One plastic for the 2 days. Still got it. Came second. That's a great interview. Like that's worth, when that one comes out, that's worth tuning into.
That's one robust skimp.
So, yeah. So how good Naughty'd have to be. He'd have to be way happy.
Oh, I'll be letting him know about this one.
Very good.
Yeah, that's. Hey, mate, that's great. We've for our first tech talk, specifically, I think we've covered a fair bit there on softies.
Yeah, I think what'd be cool is if people are watching this on YouTube, I'll put a few photos up. So hopefully there'll be some photos up as we talk. The things I can add.
I'll send you a few. Yeah.
Yeah, if people can put your rigging techniques in, put a photo, put it on YouTube so we can have a look at it, or put it on the BREAM Fishing Project page or wherever you like. I'm just really keen to see what people are doing, and if you've done the fly's eyes things that Brett's talked about, show us what you've done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and then there's one other one too, which I'll just finish off on, is that this is a Leon Leong special. He does the wacky rig. He just goes clunk right in the middle of the whole plastic, and he throws that at bream.
No.
Sideways. I've seen him wacky rig it. Yeah, he sent me photos. He's done that with he's done it with... It's... The man's... It's just never ending.
What is going on?
He's a crazy cat, and he just keeps... like the interview you're going to do with him on BEAM, I think it's going to be out of control.
Oh, yeah, well, I've done the interview.
Oh, have you done it?
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it. Oh,
sorry.
mate, the Hobie comp, this is something that almost never happens. I did 6 interviews last night, or 5, because I did the...
Oh, so you've done it,
I did the credits together. And,
Yep.
so Leon's interview is the way he fished it, I think was quite technical.
Yeah.
And I think
Mentally
people should
challenged.
just pay attention to what he said. Just listen and try and think about what's behind what he said as well.
Yeah.
So that's probably
He's
all I would say.
He's the thinking man's angler, and it's paying off. Because now he's already built a reputation.
He has, and with good results. He's got a first place, a third place, and several top 10s in a very short competition career.
I mean, go back 2 years more, hadn't caught a bream, basically.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it. And apparently
cool.
he sings too.
Does he?
Yeah, he sings songs.
Oh, And he smiles. I got a picture of him. Hope you put it up. I got him.
Yeah,
I sprung him.
I've got those photos. I'll put that up in the corner.
I
I got the one that I fixed for him because he didn't smile at the weigh-in, so I gave him.
I got a lot of feedback on that. A lot of people saying, Brett, did you see the photo of that AI photo? For people who don't know, Leon does the growly face and snarls, and he's caught a massive, big BREAM 43.5 centimetres.
Yeah, he's unhappy about it.
Yeah, he's just a character. Yeah. So everyone on the BREAM fishing project, not everyone, but a lot of people now have taken that on, and so we're all grimacing once we've caught our PB or a catch of the day. So he's caught on.
Exactly. And
I love it.
Yeah, it's like an old saying we used to have, was when people were looking a bit grumpy, we'd say, "Are you happy?" Go, "Yeah, okay, well, tell your face."
I haven't heard that one.
So yeah,
nice.
There you go. I mean, nice I think we might even expand a little bit more. There's more to talk on with what we've discussed with the jig heads and choices, and hopefully we can get a bit of discussion going on that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Yeah. So Brett, mate, is there anything that's cheesing you off at the moment? Is there anything going
on? You know what? We've sort of discussed it. I'm going to bring it up again because it's worth telling. It goes like this. I go to one of my favourite places in East Gippsland, and it absolutely cheesed me off that I worked it out, I haven't been to Marlo for probably 13 years.
Wow.
And I loved the place. I used to drop in on there on the way home from Tamburn and Malakuta, and then I'd leave work at 5 o'clock in summer and finish my 4-day shift, charge off, and I'd get there about 6:30 and I'd fish till dark and then travel on and go to BEM or something. And so I knew it pretty well. And then I used to go and fish there 2 or 3 days. And here's what I've come to grips with, and it's now slow learner. So I get there at Marlo thinking, I'm going to whack these BREAM. I've got all these comp anglers around me and I'm going to get them. And I've worked it out. That's right. Marlo's boom and bust. You bastard. I got the bust. And it cheeses me off. Why can't it just be a little bit tough, but you still get 6 or 8 fish for a 5-hour session or something?
Yeah, with a couple of kilos.
Yeah, Deethy. I was an hour and a half in thinking, I haven't had a bump. Well, suck it up, princess. You got to work harder. And I did. And I Trevally and Flathead and no BREAM.
Yeah.
I mean, I dropped 2. That cheeses me off.
Jesus.
You can't. I'm not happy, Deethy. Not happy.
Oh, well, it is what it is, mate.
At least I didn't go in the comp. I mean, when I left and headed to Marlo, mate, I tell you, I couldn't get out of there quick enough.
And I thought, headed to tyres, you mean?
Yeah. Oh, what did I say?
You said Marlo. You headed to Marlo.
Oh, Marlo. Yeah, left Marlo, went to tyres. Sorry.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Mate, I actually forgot something I wanted to tell you about with regards to the soft plastics. I'm going to dive back into that. I did duck out today. I had about 2 hours, and I went back out to Tower Flats. I got the Arc Genesis hooks, which people can still grab a discount on. I think BFP is the discount code, so they'll get a discount. We'll get a kickback. Everybody's happy. But I thought I'm going to give these a go because Leon talked about them. Yeah, he's very impressed with them, and I put on a 1/16 number 2. I think
2. Oh yeah,
number 2. I put it in. A skimp. A sprat. Mate, got a cracking flathead.
Did you?
Hooked perfectly. Like, I had 3-pound line on, so you would have loved that. And this flathead was, I'm going to say, I didn't measure it. It was in the 70s.
Right. So lip hooked.
Yep. Right where you want it. Right in the corner. Yeah,
cool.
And the fish didn't fight today. I caught a few fish. Caught a big trevally, didn't fight. That flathead, caught 2 others. 3-pound leader, so no pulling power. And I didn't lose a fish. So
water temps maybe up. Low oxygen.
I haven't worked out how to set that on the new sounder, so I don't know. Okay. So I do know I got into the water, and I'd gone from work, and I didn't. Anyway, I jumped in to launch the kayak, and the water was really comfortable. I thought, how lovely is this? So
Would it be 26 eggs?
yeah,
27,
I assume
maybe?
so. I
Yeah.
assume so. Oh, maybe not quite
That's
that warm.
Pretty warm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely worth bringing up. And I took a couple flatted back to Jamie's house, so she's got food for a couple of nights.
Yeah, nice. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that was
That's a
pretty cool.
lot of tucker on a big flatty too.
Yeah, I didn't take the big one, but the second biggest one, yeah.
What's the slot limit?
I think they're 70, but I usually 60 centimeters. I'm happy to take up to 60, but over that, I pretty much put them back.
Cool.
So
Yep.
self-imposed.
And what's the bottom size? 35?
36, I think.
36.
But I wouldn't. For me, once again, probably 40.
Yeah.
Between 40 and 60. Otherwise, unless you really, really need a flathead, there's not enough on them. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair call.
Yeah, and I did clean the fish. I filleted them, just knocked the sides off them, and the young grandsons, he's like, "Oh my gosh!" as I'm cutting it up.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of funny.
That is funny. Not used to seeing it.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Would you keep bream to eat?
No.
Is that okay?
It's not a thing.
Not a thing for you?
Not a thing for me. I mean, have I kept bream? Yeah, probably last time was about 4 years ago. I had somebody who wanted some fish, and that's what we were catching, so they got a couple of bream.
Yep, fair enough.
And even today, I did hook a whiting, a reasonable whiting, but they also take a long time to grow as well, so they're very slow growing. So I do take whiting more than bream, but today I decided they've got a decent flathead. The whiting can go back.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I've enjoyed taking bream the last probably 8 or so years. Before that, I wouldn't even think of it really, but it depends on the systems too. If I'm fishing a small system, I wouldn't dream of it. But a huge place like Gippsland Lakes, and now that there's no netting, I'd be more inclined to keep a few. Are they my favourite fish to eat? Definitely not, but they're still pretty good.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't mind eating a bream, but I just can't do it. And Gippsland Lakes, a good thing they've got the slot limit down there too, so then people aren't taking a 45 centimetre bream. I think that's awesome.
No, 38's your max now.
38. 38's a reasonable table fish, or 37, 36. So
yeah, I'll tell you something funny about the 38. You can sometimes go weeks and you ain't got one small enough.
Really?
That is fair income.
Oh, that's the best thing ever.
Oh, the best problem we've had for sure.
Imagine trying to target small fish.
Oh, I got a buddy that his dad's always at him. Bring me home some bream. Bring me. He said, Dad, I can't.
They're too big.
They're all too big. And so it's pretty funny, that one.
Very, very good. All right, mate. Is there anything else that you want to cover off on?
No, I was going to go more into the what happened at Lake Tyers, but I'll just cap it off by saying that when I was filling out my diary when I got home, actually did it this morning. I come to realise that I hadn't had sight fishing like that for a long, long time, and I went back through my diary, and I reckon it's about 8 years that I sight cast to so many bream. In fact, saw the bream first before I even cast, and did that, at least 24 times a trip.
Yeah, wow.
On 2 trips, and that takes some beating.
Yeah.
As far as sports fishing goes, it's one thing to catch fish on lures, but to actually sight cast to them using very lightweighted soft plastics and getting them to bite so freely, it's I really can't contain my excitement, because that's what we dream of, surely.
Yeah.
And super clean, and I'm going to have to say 8 kilolitres in super crystal clear water.
What are you doing?
This because I got reminded at Marlo that everyone fishes so light. You were fishing 2 pound, and I thought, wow, okay, maybe that's what you got to do. And then when I went and fished Marlo, I was thinking, maybe I should experiment a bit lighter. What do you got tied on, Rick? He said 5 kilo. I said, all right.
Okay.
And we had no trouble. Well, he didn't fish light, so I can't really say. But the bite was such a reactionary thing, and I hooked so many fish. I got to say, it did not matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just wanted to finish on the experience and the excitement factor. we can do this with BREAM. It's so, and it's harder in a kayak because we've got a low profile. So this is where I'm a little bit handicapped, well, severely handicapped in some ways. But the thing was too that you didn't physically have to see the BREAM, but you could see where the wash was coming up. You can see wash emanating off the edge when a BREAM's lurking along, and they're never potty mullet in there or mullet or never a flathead that active. So they're all BREAM. So it's, I'm nearly going to have to go back this week if the weather finds up. It's pretty ordinary at the minute. So it's good. So, hey, Deethy, BREAM boots back on.
BREAM boots.
I've been talking about hooked on bass and and to finish up on the bass, I've been recently and it was a frightful trip. I got 5 little squeakers and it took me all day. And I think bass boots, under the camper in the shed.
Right. Yep. Can't chase BREAM. Do you the world of good.
Well, this is what the shirt's telling me.
It's the BREAM fishing project. One thing I would say when you're talking about sight casting, I have got a new set of, I've had 2 recently, but a new set of Hobie glasses. So what they've got, they're I think they're around 150 full retail, something like that.
Yep.
Mate, they're a great little pair of glasses. They float. They are made out of recycled Hobies, apparently. So they've recycled them to make the glasses.
Interesting.
And look, I've had some good glasses. I've had Smiths, Spotters, Makos, and they're all great glasses. I don't have anything bad to say about them. I'll tell you, I like these little Hobies.
Right.
And the way they fit, because I've got to change glasses and what have you, I can take them off, fit them around that cap, and they don't fall off. And so if anyone's looking for glasses, they're still $150, but they're not premium like $300. So definitely worth a look.
Very good.
So there you go. All right,
good indeed,
mate. I reckon we're going to wrap March up. I'm looking forward to a lot of things. I'm looking forward to getting down to Wallaga and meeting some people and having a bit of a chat with Carl and Dubois and Josh Carpenter. That'll be very fun. Give away a few prizes, which I didn't mention before, but there'll be some stuff to give away there on a random basis. And what about yourself?
I've had a great trip away, as we've already discussed, and I've got to learn and ponder about a lot of things. Having talked to Joey Gardner and even bumping into Nikki and Beth, and I got to meet Leanne and quite a few people. And for me, that's I needed that job because you start talking about different things, and because I'm very much fishing by myself, and so that's been such a great learning curve. So what I'm looking forward to now is going away and playing with a few different ideas and definitely a few new different techniques and lures. So BREAM boots really back on now. The porn is coming during the day, mate, when you're working. And if you tell me you're having a bad day, you're going to get more photos.
I'm going to get more. Fair enough.
Not less.
Fair enough.
Thanks, Deethy.
All right. Thanks, mate. And, mate, appreciate you coming on. And, look, we'll talk to everyone next week on the BREAM Fishing Project.
See you next month.
Thanks for listening. Hopefully you were informed, inspired and entertained. If you were able to learn something or just enjoyed listening, please consider subscribing and rate us on your favourite podcasting platform.
Ha ha ha.